So Grok 3 just came out. I've used it a little bit and it's pretty sensational. In this video, we're going to be exploring and building a Next.js application and testing that Next.js application and seeing what Grok 3 is really capable of. So as you see here, this is the script that I started out with, asking Grok 3 not only to help me to create a 20-minute tutorial about itself, but also to help me build a Next.js application and testing that application. I wanted to create one for daily journaling. This is something that I do on a regular basis, is daily journaling, and I'm using Google Notes for it. But right now, it's not serving me its purpose, and I do want to create an application. So just wanted to see what is Grok really capable of in terms of making that happen. So let's get into the coding. So at this point, it's recommending me to start by creating this, following these commands. So let's go ahead and give them a shot and see what works and what doesn't work. I did do a practice run with this just to prepare for the video. So we're going to call it Daily Journal 2. Let's see what it says here. Hit enter, choose the defaults, and let it install. So let's hit enter to choose the defaults and let it install. What's next? Then we're going to navigate into there using these instructions here, and then do npm run dev and head to localhost 3000. So it looks like it's installed. Let's run that command to navigate to our repo. Let's take a look at it. Opening up VS Code, we can see here's a code that is generated. Let's do as they recommended. Starting Daily Journal 2, and looks like we're going to localhost 3001 because I already have something present on 3000. All right, cool. So far, so good. There's our application. Nothing special. Let's continue. Now it's asking me to clean up app page.tsx. Let's do that. Here's page.tsx. Let's clean that up. Save it. Let's see what that looks like. I should put this side by side with my... There we go. It does make it better. This is my daily journal. Welcome to your journaling app. Cool. So far, so good. Let's see what's next. Let's create a form to add journal entries. We'll create a new file called journalform.tsx in the app folder. Let's do that. In here, we're adding a new file, journal form, and let's drop some content in there. Save that. I should do this. Let me do one thing. And tile that. So they're stuck together. There's my daily journal. So far, so good. And you know what's impressive is that everything is working so far. Sometimes I find that with these models, they'll generate the code and it may not always be up to date because APIs and frameworks change so fast, especially in the Node.js TypeScript world, right? So having it working without any issues so far is really good. It even describes what's happening here. This is good. It recommended me to add a Cypress test here to ensure that the form submits correctly. But maybe we can, but it says, but let's integrate it first. So now let's tie it all together using app page.tsx. So we'll just copy this code here. We will come back here, paste it, save it. Cool. Look at that. Something appeared on the right. Great, an explanation. And add a few entries. Cool. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, I mean, the text could be better instead of gray. Let's add an entry. There you go. Our first entry. Let's do a second entry. And I'm vegan, for those of you that didn't know. It's important for me to remember that in my journal so that I don't forget. Cool. This is really good. Now, where's the testing? Okay. And then later, I requested to add an automated playwright test. Let's see how that works out. So cool. It's recommending me to initialize playwright. So let's open up a new terminal here and initialize that. What does it say to do about this? Choose the defaults and let it start up. I really like this because I have found that in some models or some interactions, especially with like OpenAI's models, I haven't tried the latest one, the $100 or is it $200 a month one, but like O3 Mini may not sometimes tell you to choose the defaults, and so then you're like, which options do I pick? But here it does explain that, so that's good. So let's, yeah, just do all the defaults. Sure, great. It's installing. This adds up, great, it explains that. In the test folder, let's create a journal.spec.ts, and then we're adding in this code. Good, and then it even tells you to start your app and then how to test. Let's give it a shot. So we were gonna do in the tests, I'm just gonna rename this one because we already have it. Oh, and I don't need examples in my repo. Save that. And then we've got that. And the next step is to test. I want to run it in headed mode because I want you to see what's going on. Cool, running 3 tests. Of course, they all pulled up on my other window that you weren't able to see, and they did run fast. But you can see that we have 3 tests passed in 4 seconds, which is fantastic. Now we can just copy this command and we can view the report. Oh, okay, this is already in use. I probably have my cursor running. Let me quit cursor. Quit this terminal. Let me try it again. There we go. So let's see here. I'll pull this up here. There's the report. Adds a journal entry and displays it. So it goes to the page, fills in, fills the page with entry title, my first entry. clicks the submit button, and then it checks for visibility of text for my first entry, and today was awesome. Yeah, checking for today was awesome to be visible, which is interesting because where did it enter that today was awesome? I don't see that happening, but yet somehow it passed. Let's take a look at the code. My first entry. Okay. So it filled it here. Today was awesome. And then click the submit button and then checks that those entries existed. And then checking that the form resets afterwards. That's cool. This is actually a solid test. This is actually a really, really good test. Let's see what else Grok recommends. You know what I found very impressive about all of this is that everything worked flawlessly. I didn't have to troubleshoot anything outside of my own issues, like a port already being used, but all the instructions worked. The daily journal looks solid. I mean, it's not terrible. It's a solid working application. The test is good. It does the right things. It doesn't do anything weird, which many times, many different models that I've used, they will create tests that do weird things. So overall, I'm really happy. Really, really solid model. If you're curious about how it performs, let's get into some of those details. So there's a video that you can certainly go watch. I'm using this TechCrunch article to show you some of the benchmarks of how good Grok 3 is. So it beats GPT-4o in benchmarks, including IME, which is a sampling of a bunch of math questions. And then it does a bunch of PhD level physics, biology, and chemistry. So you'll see here on math, science, and coding, it outperforms GPT-4o, DeepSeek, and Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which has been my favorite for coding tasks. So it's beating those. And so far, just from my one experience of coding with it here, it seems better than all of them. Of course, I need to try more complicated stuff and try more scenarios, but initially, just from this trial, seems better. It also claims its reasoning surpasses the best version of O3 Mini and O3 Mini High, several popular benchmarks. So here is its performance on reasoning in the IME 2025. So that's pretty great. They will have a Future X Premium Plus tier for $50 per month that'll get access to Grok 3 first. That's actually a great, reasonable price. I mean, compared to OpenAI's $200 per month price, this is solid. This is significantly better. And so then you get this super Grok. And then also Elon Musk says that Grok will gain a voice mode, which will give Grok models a synthesized voice. Cool. And then it says that they will open source Grok 2 when Grok 3 is mature. So that's pretty much it. That's my review. Overall, a really solid model. You got to pay the $20 per month in order to be able to use this model. It's in Premium Plus subscription. And so you can go ahead and get that one and try out Grok 3. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would love to hear your experiences with this model and all the other models so far. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. I've been Nikolai at Volodkin, CEO at Ultimate QA. If you need automated software testing implemented at your company, don't hesitate to reach out to us in the contact form below. Go visit us on our website, ultimateqa.com, and I'll be sure to link the source code to this repository in the description down below. Have a great day.